Okay, so Greg's giving me the background to Boipatong. This image was shot in Boipatong. When the massacre happened, I was actually out of town. The newspaper, I was working for the Star back then, the newspaper had decided that I was suffering from a bit of post-traumatic stress disorder. So they sent me off to Siskai to go shoot the travel piece. And of course, the minute I got on the plane, not knowing what had happened the previous night, because I left pretty in the morning, I landed in Siskai, former, and back then, of course. And all over the news was Boipatong, and I was like, oh God, what have I missed? So I spent a few days out there doing what I needed to do for the travel piece, totally frustrated, and got back to Joburg as quickly as I could, because I knew there was going to be a fallout as a result of that massacre. There was going to definitely be more violence, and things were just going to spiral out of control, which to an extent I did. And my first day back in Joburg, I drove off to Boipatong to go see the scene for myself. This was 2 or 3 days after the actual massacre. And this is what I was confronted with. It's at dawn, and basically what's going on here, these guys underneath the tree are a self-defence unit. A self-defence unit were members of the community who grouped together with the support of MK, at times armed by MK, but very limited because they actually were pretty much on their own, the self-defence units. And they'd spent the night underneath the tree in anticipation of potential attack. And, you know, that to me was just a very emotive moment. At the same time, also a certain amount of futility in it, because there was no ways that the plot was going to come back to that particular place that soon after the massacre. Yet, you know, the residents felt that they needed to do something to defend themselves. And this was a trend that then picked up throughout the townships, certainly up in the reef, Thokoza, their self-defence units, Soweto. And, you know, this was just a matter of necessity of the, you know, for the community to be able to defend themselves against the hostile raiders, because the police wasn't doing much. If anything else, as Greg mentioned, the police was actually helping and transporting these different EPs, these different war parties to actually go, you know, conduct these massacres. So, you know, this became a trend, and subsequently, you know, Greg and I spent a lot of time with the self-defence units, just spending time with them, seeing how they lived, just the day-to-day stuff, including combat. So it's by far certainly one of the most interesting pictures that I shot in that period. It's a quiet moment, yet it's full of significance. And so it's a pretty picture. There's not really much more to say about it. You know.
Talk to us a bit about waking up at 5 in the morning or earlier, out wherever you guys stayed, getting in a car.
Well, that was part of our routine. A group of us, which came to be known as the Bang Bang Club. The Bang Bang Club never really existed. This was the title that was given to us, and it's stuck, and it's sexy, and now it's subsequently become a reality. But back then, the Bang Bang Club never existed. We were just a group of friends who had the same commitment to covering what was happening in our country. And, you know, we had a social life outside of our work life, but in terms of going out there, we went out there together quite often. Not all the time, not always the four of us, as you know, the movie's going to make it appear to be, but we certainly were out there a lot. And the routine was very simple. We'd kind of, you know, scan the news, we'd have contacts in different places, and that way we'd know what was going on in specific areas. And then generally we'd meet at 5 in the morning, either at my place or at Greg's place. Greg usually would arrive with a thermos of coffee, which was always welcome. And yeah, exactly, that was your job.
His job was growing.
And then we head out to whichever area we expect stuff to be happening. And that was the routine, and that routine went on, you know, again at the same time throughout that period. Both Greg and I travelled outside the country. You know, we'd spend time in Somalia, we'd spend a lot of time in Bosnia, doing the Angolan War. But when we were in country, that would be our routine. We'd immediately slot in, find out what was going on in any given area, and then, you know, deploy and just going out. And, you know, some mornings you'd go out and you'd find nothing, and some mornings you'd be confronted with these scenes of just, you know, mass murder, corpses in the streets, unattended. You know, back in the day, you know, the police wasn't really very proactive in cleaning up the aftermath of violence. So, you know, you'd get out there and these corpses would be lying in the streets for hours, and then sometimes they'd continue lying there till late in the afternoon before anybody actually come around and, you know, take the casualties away. So,
there's a picture of Joao that has police train, open train, just tossing bodies in, and that's how they got moved the bodies. It was just
yeah, no, that was a very bizarre scene. It was one early morning in Thokoza, because Thokoza was very violent. And we were driving through these streets, kind of just looking for aftermath, really, because there's nothing going on at that time of the morning. The violence had been in the evening. And we come across this Nyala. Nyala is a very squarish armored vehicle with Australia in the back. And we thought, what the heck's that? And we started following it. And as soon as we got close to it, we realized that the thing was filled with corpses in the back. And, you know, we followed it, turned into a street. And as we turned into the street, it was literally at every street corner there was a dead man. It was all males. And we were like, good God. And, yeah, the cops were literally just stopping, picking the corpses up, and literally, boom, into the back of the train. And then moving on to the next street, and we'd follow, take pictures, and the cops, they wasn't too worried about our presence, so they went about their business, and we went about our business. So there's a lot of bizarre moments like that. And it was always typically in the morning, because violence usually happened at night. There were times when violence happened in our presence, and of course then we covered it. Sometimes it was pretty risky, other times it was just, you know, kind of incidental. But, yeah, just pretty bizarre times.